Hey guys, you're watching one and only. My name is AJ. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Build a Zoo. Why am I in such a good mood today? I don't know. I'm feeling ready, I'm feeling bubbly, I'm feeling good, and I want to build a wolf enclosure. I want to do our wolf enclosure a little bit different to what the wolf enclosures are at zoos. Like most of the ones that I saw at zoos from doing some research are dry, wooded, grassy enclosures. I want to do mine a little bit different. I want to do mine the iconic wolf enclosure. You know, on Christmas cards, I had a few Christmas cards come this year. I don't have many friends, so I don't get many, but a few of them had wolves on the front. And it was snow, nighttime, you know, snowbed, couple of trees, wolf standing on the edge of the cliff, looking up at the moon, howling. Okay? And that's what I want to try and do. I want to try and mimic in this area a smaller sort of version of that. If I could get a little hill going on, that would be amazing. And obviously I can't get him to howl at the moon. I cannot do that. But it would be really cool if they did. Ow, that's loud. I was watching a YouTube of videos before recording and I had my headphones turned up. And apparently the sound of placing blocks is louder than the sound of a YouTube video with YouTubers screaming into their camera or microphone. So, first thing we need to do is just smooth off this this pathway so we don't get that little tight corner spike at the end. We're not going to be able to do anything with that when it comes to making it an enclosure that goes around it. Let's grab our wand as well, and we want to click here and click here. Set 98. So, oops, hello. I hit my mouse with my hand and twist myself around very, very quickly. So what we want to do is we want to go around the outside with this, and we want to try and squeeze as much room out of this as possible. This isn't the biggest area in the world, but it's one of the ones that we really need quite a lot of space in. I want to try and get a small hill in it. It's quite funny. I'll ask you guys the same question. Well, I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm going to answer it. What's the funniest thing? The funniest thing that your dog, if you have dogs do. There must be one thing. Either it does something really stupid now and again, or just funny to watch. I want to know. My one, for me, I've got one of my dogs is a Rottweiler. Well, technically it's my fiance's dog. It's not technically my dog, but it's my fiance's dog. Now, he's a Rottweiler, which many people find scary dogs. They find them quite intimidating. You know, they're black, they're big, and yeah, they just seem to always look a little bit scary. And I must admit, I feel the same way about some dogs. However, this Rottweiler, my Rottweiler, is scared of his own shadow, quite literally. He'll jump at anything. In fact, we've got a gate on our house, so my house is set away from the road. There's about 100 yards between the road and my front door. So when you pull into the driveway, there's a gate right at the end of the drive, and you have to drive down this driveway in order to get to us. And most of the time, people listen because there's a sign on the gate, on the front gate, that says, "Do not open the gate. There's dogs." Now, we don't have that there because our dogs are necessarily dangerous. We have it there because the dogs like to go and see people. And I live on a very busy, very main 60-mile-an-hour road, so there's always cars on it, and if someone opens the gate, they will go and see them, and we just don't want them getting run over, or you know, or getting out of the property. We also have other animals that I've spoken about in other episodes and stuff like that. You know, donkeys, got a couple of donkeys and things like that. And although they're in their own pen or enclosure, if you want to call it, since we're in a zoo, they can't get out of the main road. But you never know what people do. You never know if they're going to open that gate and leave it open, thinking that it's no problem, and then open another gate, and then the donkeys go out, and then we've got donkeys on the road. And boy, would that make an amazing news story, wouldn't it, on the TV? Oops. So we have a sign saying, you know, don't come in the gate. And there was this one time where he wasn't our postman, our normal or ordinary postman knows, and he puts the letters in the letterbox that we have at the end of the driveway, at the very far next to the gate. He doesn't have to come down the drive and post the letters through the letterbox. So this new delivery driver, I don't know what he was dropping off, it was a while ago, came down. Yes I do. It was for truck lights, big spotlights that you have on top of trucks, with the four spotlights. Guy was delivering a set of those, and he didn't leave it at the top. He ignored the sign. He walked through the gate. Lucky that none of the dogs are vicious. Some people have dogs. Some people have dogs for guard, for protection, and we just have them there for enjoyment. Anyway, he came down the gate, and at the time, the Rottweiler hit the door. And no, sorry, the Rottweiler didn't hit the door. I had a Great Dane at the time, and the Great Dane hit the door, and he was a big dog. If you've ever seen a Great Dane, you'll know how big they are. And he could open up doors. He could turn the handles and stuff like that. And this guy screamed, like literally threw the package, literally threw my package, and screamed and threw his hands up in the air and hid behind the door. Like he closed the door onto the outside wall and hid behind it. And my dog the Great Dane just stood there sort of looking at him. But because the guy screamed, my Rottweiler got scared. He was like, someone's injured, or someone's hurt, or someone's scared. I must hide. So the Rottweiler goes and hides somewhere in a corner. He's really not the best guard dog in the world. But that's not what I was actually going to say. Although it's a funny story, that's not what I was going to say about the funniest thing that he does. The funniest thing that he does is he howls like a wolf. Okay, so only when an ambulance goes past, not Snowblock, there we go. He doesn't howl when police or fire engine goes past, only when an ambulance goes past. It must be, the siren itself must be at a frequency that he obviously doesn't like, or maybe it hurts his ears. I don't know why he does it. But he howls whenever an ambulance goes past. Proper, full-on, head back, woo, and it's a really elongated, really long howl. And he'll do it if he's inside the house and an ambulance goes past. He'll do it if he's outside the house. He'll do it if he's in the car. The funniest one is if he's in the car and the window's open, because he's one of these dogs that like to have his head out the window and, as the car's going by and stuff like that, when you're driving along, he likes to have his head out. And when an ambulance goes past like that and he howls outside, everybody in the cars nearby will turn around and look at him, because it's very weird to hear him do that. It really is. So I want a snow wolf enclosure here. I don't want to have our normal grass, dry style wolf enclosure that many zoos have. I want us to be snow wolves. So we're going to do snow block with gravel and snow block. And the reason why I'm doing this is because when I was doing some research, they had some really cool, or all the enclosures, wolf enclosures had this gravel edging that went all the way round. Now, it was with grass and not with snow, but it's going to be pretty much the same thing. We're just going to have this sort of perimeter of gravel where the wolves mostly sort of wander. They sort of wear away the ground a little bit as they sort of go around it. And I want to do the same thing. So I'm just getting sort of a randomized pattern at the moment. It looks a little bit weird while I'm sort of standing out of view, but I think I hope we'll find that when I turn around and we have a look at it, it will look like a sort of rough, snow-covered, but sort of a little bit open perimeter of gravel. So, and gravel's actually got a really nice texture in this texture pack. It's not too far off. It's not that weird grey texture that vanilla Minecraft seems to have. I've never understood that texture. I've never got why it's grey. I've never seen personally grey gravel. But yeah, like, yeah, perfect. Nice little perimeter that goes around the side. So, we now want to have a little bit of a mound. We're high enough with the fencing that we shouldn't have ever a worry about the wolves being able to get out anywhere. I don't think. I think we're fine with that. So we want to build up a little bit of a small platform in the middle here. Nothing too crazy. We want to have something like this. Let's bring it out this way a little bit, get some different shape going. And then I think that's pretty much the front like that. And then I want to build up the front on this side. So I might actually take these ones away and put another layer on there. And then another layer hanging over the top. Hiccups. I hate hiccups. So something like this, right? Now, what this is going to do is it's going to give us that sort of fake mountain hill overhang. Yeah, perfect. So obviously underneath would be where the wolves sort of maybe have a little bit of a wolf cave. Maybe I could make the inside of this the wolf cave. That would be pretty cool, right? I'll fill it up completely for the moment, like a solid mountain. But what we might do is actually put a cave entrance on the front, so they can stand on top of this and howl, but then also go underneath it to stay warm, or as their home. I think that's pretty cool, right? So let's have this sort of out here. And I think that's pretty good. Now, the wolves should be able to get up here. Or if we add a few more blocks at the back here, they can definitely hop up and get up to the top, right? Let's make a little bit of a small sort of section there as well. That's a little bit too square. That's better. Just off symmetrical. And then we want to have some grass, some spruce, saplings, and some bone meal. Just for a couple of trees on the top of here. But we're going to have grass in order to put it in. Beautiful. Perfect. We'll have one there. It'd be cool if we could have like one here somewhere. Could have it right in the middle there. It might be a tricky one to grow. Oh, it did. It grew. Yeah, perfect. So this is where they stand underneath. Ooh, perfect. I love it. Okay. Let's see if we can get one back here. They're a little bit, they're a little bit finicky to grow sometimes, these things. But they've been quite nice to me today. And I don't think that the wolves can get out anywhere. Oh, they might be able to get out here. Could they jump from here onto there? I think if they can jump, I think if you can make it without sprinting, it means an animal can. And I think you can actually make that. I'm just so bad at parkour that I can't. Man. Remind me not to do a no sprinting parkour map, that's for sure. Yeah, you can. I think what we'll do then is we'll just trim that little bit away, and I don't think they can get anywhere near it now. And can I fit one more squishy one more tree in here? Squish one more tree. It's not a squishy tree. Go on. Nope. Usually after like 20 clicks, if it doesn't grow, it's just not going to. One might go here though. Yeah. Okay. I like that. It might be cool. Oh yeah. Let's work out this this cave section. I think we can get away with 2 blocks wide, and I think we can get away with sort of going down a little bit to make sure that we have a decent size in here. It doesn't need to be that big. I think we're about sort of the size that I would want here now. Something like that. We'll take out these side ones, replace them with snow. Like this. And I think the bottom I'll replace with stone. Just so there's not something cold for them to lay on. I don't know if this would be real snow or artificial snow in a zoo anyway. But I think that looks pretty cool. Let's get some torches so nothing spawns down here. What is that? Raptor DNA. Would you ever want Raptor DNA? I would. Imagine the things you could do with that. So, little cave in there. That's pretty cool as a nice little touch. I might put 1 block like that, so it's not a perfectly square opening. Or something like that to make it really signify snow, to really signify like a cave opening on there. And then that's just one to cover up that that little, what do you call it, stone block that we could see from the top. And it just gives a little bit of a texture as well. So we'll just sort of do some random clicking here. Get some different snow layers, heights and stuff like that. Especially around the bottom. I think that's pretty cool, right? Yeah. It'd be really cool if vanilla had, like, footprints that you could lay when you walk through snow as well. That would be a cool touch, wouldn't it? And these little footprints so you could track animals. I'm sure there's probably a mod that does it. But, like, so you could track, like, pigs and sheep and stuff like that in the snow. That would be really cool. Alright, I think one final thing that I want to do... Oh, yeah, I've got the grass and the bone meal. Is just do some very small... Oops, some very small clumps of grass with some bone meal on it. Just, like, really small little clumps. 3 to 5 blocks of grass, and just do sort of little tiny miniature clumps like that. I do one at the back here, not that you can really see it that well. Bing, 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 and maybe a little one on the top. We can do one here. Nope. And there. And here. Alright, I think that looks pretty good, right? Some nice white flowers as well. That really suits the biome. Now, we've got werewolf we don't want, but we do have the normal vanilla wolf, and we do have wolf, W-wolf, which is wild wolf, I think, or something like that. I don't think it means werewolf. The normal wolf, obviously, we've all seen before. But in this texture pack, they look a little bit more snowy, wolfy in the John Smith texture pack. So I really like that. And then the other wolf, I don't know if I want to have. I said that I didn't. And then you guys said, well, try it and see what you like. And I was like, well, perfect thing to do. So we'll give it a go. That's what the wolves look like. They're really cool. They're really big. And there are some different colours. I like the grey one. And I like the white one. Okay, I don't like the black ones. I don't think they suit the area. But I do like the normal-sized wolves. And I like the larger white wolves. Okay, I think we want a couple more. Yes. And the big white one, we're going to call the alpha one. That's like the alpha of the pack. And then the little ones are sort of newer ones. That's so cool. They're even using all the cave and everything. Let's turn the shaders on. It's going to be bright because it's snow, but with a little bit of shade, we should be okay. Oh, yeah, they like that. Look at that. He's down there. Alpha wolf out the top here, and then all the wolves. You need a lot of wolves. They need to be a big pack, don't you? You need to have a big pack of wolves. And they can stand up here and howl as well. I think that looks pretty cool. So, yeah, even from up here, it looks pretty cool. It's got a little bit of shape to it. That's all I've got time for this episode, guys. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you haven't already, then feel free to subscribe. We shall see you in the next episode where I think we'll be doing a beaver enclosure.